live on Uncut. And I'm your host, the Reflection of Perfection, and your #1 selection, John Arhitis, talking the latest and greatest in Hudson County news. So, obviously, the biggest decision that we've seen in a while came down on Friday, and that was from U.S. District Court Judge Zahid Qureshi, and he ruled that the county organizational lines in New Jersey, the only state out of 50 that uses these lines, is unconstitutional. And of course, that was a lawsuit brought forth by U.S. Representative Andy Kim, and he's the front runner for U.S. Senate. Obviously, a lot of people in Hudson County, though not everybody, was happy about this. We're going to talk a little bit about that, as well as the subsequent fallout, which is the appeal process. And our clerk here in Hudson has withdrawn already. So we're going to talk a little bit about the implications there, such as in the 8th District congressional race. Of course, we have a real slobber knocker there between U.S. Rep. Rob Menendez and Hoboken Mayor Ravi Bala, and some new developments there. We got an attack from the Bala camp going after Menendez over this donation, this super PAC expenditure, I should say, from SBF, and we're going to talk about that super PAC that he was running in light of his conviction. So we're going to talk about Samuel Beckman-Fried and the Protect Our Future PAC, as well as this old case that Menendez brought up involving a $15 million Ponzi scheme where Bala served as counsel. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. We're also going to talk about the latest developments in Union City with Leroy Truth, Mayor Brian Stack, and his administration. All that and a whole lot more right after this word from our sponsors.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net. Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants, all major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in one of our many high-rise towers. With amenities such as the on-site Newport Path, light rail, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams and Acme Supermarket are just outside your front door. A health and fitness center, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. Enjoy the New York skyline from our waterfront and various parks. Manhattan is just one pass stop away, or a quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Looking to visit? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. For more information, visit us at newportnj.com. Make lasting memories to cherish forever. It's incredible. It's you, Newport. Live like you want.
That's a County View live on Uncut. John Arhitis. Let's talk a little about this line decision. So, Qureshi, as I said, ruled that this is unconstitutional, and a lot of people are excited about that. Including Jersey City Mayor Stephen Fulop, who is a Democratic candidate for governor. He announced roughly a year ago. And he said, thanks to the hard work of grassroots advocates who pushed this issue forward over the last several years and devoted themselves to the hard, often thankless work of improving our democracy. New Jersey has taken a major step forward today to a fairer, more representative electoral system and away from the political bossism and corruption that has plagued our state for too long. And, you know, we heard a lot of sentiment that sounded pretty similar to that. We heard from Hoboken Councilwomen Emily Jabor and Tiffany Fisher, as well as their mayor, Ravi Bala. Of course, we just mentioned that he's in that very hotly contested congressional race. And, a few others as well. Jersey City Woody Councilman James Solomon, Hudson County Commissioner Bill O'Day. I could go on, but very few people came out against. As a matter of fact, the only person at the moment who has publicly come out against it is Hudson County Democratic Organization Chair Anthony Vanieri. And his explanation was, I strongly disagree with the judge's ruling today. If he was acting to abolish the party lines, he should have done it for next year, not this year. We need more time to educate our voters and for the county clerks to reassign the ballots. I feel it is too close to the June 4th primary to make a change of such significance for our voters and our county clerks. So, an interesting argument. And his argument becomes even more so when you look at what happened in the subsequent rulings over the weekend. So the Morris County Republican Party filed an appeal saying that injunctive relief can't be granted if it's not asked for. And in this particular case, the plaintiffs are all Democrats, and the judge actually ruled in their favor. So now this decision is only going to apply to Democrats in this June 4th primary, while the Republicans, again, as of today, will be allowed to use the line. So when I asked Vanieri for his opinion, he called it total F and BS, but he didn't censor himself. So a lot of strong reaction to this, and I'm sure they're only going to get stronger as the days go on. For the moment, there was a motion made by these county clerks that are still part of the lawsuit, and they are seeking a stay, meaning that they're seeking the line one more time as this case is being appealed. Now, that was denied by the judge, but now it's going to head to the the Third Circuit Court of Appeals. So we're going to see what happens there, and it looks like we're going to need a tight timeline because the ballots go out on April 20th. So a lot of moving parts here, not really completely clear where it's going, but obviously we're going to follow this every single step of the way. So to take a breather from the line stuff, let's talk briefly a little bit about Union City and Leroy Truth. So I haven't talked about him in a couple weeks. Last week I meant to mention that there was this as part of the ongoing feud between State Senator and Union City Mayor Brian Stack and North Bergen Mayor Nick Sacco. Stack put out this public mailer accusing Sacco of being behind Truth, which he has done previously, as you guys know. And Sacco came back with some social media posts that were very uncomplimentary of Stack. So with that, now we have all these cross complaints going on in Union City Municipal Court. So you have Stack, you have Police Chief Anthony Facchini, and Union City Department of Public Works Commissioner Wendy Griot, all filing these, what most people call citizen complaints against Truth, whose real name is Leonard Filipowski. Leroy Truth is his stage name, of course. And, now we're going to see. I mean, it's all convoluted here, but in simplest terms, Stack is alleging that he's a victim of harassment with a communication in a manner to cause alarm, while Griot is saying she's a victim of simple assault, scuffled by consent. Now, those cases are theoretically supposed to be heard on April 17th, but given that these are Union City officials, that'll almost certainly be postponed, and it will absolutely be moved to a different venue. Now, the only cross-complaint from Filipowski that's stuck is the one against Facchini. They're both alleging harassment. And there's another cross-complaint between a guy by the name of Marcos Veras and Filipowski as well, and that's also allegations of harassment. So this is all about this incident that happened on March 9th. So Union City First, which is a nonprofit organization that is run by Stack, and it's right across from City Hall. They do a lot of voter outreach over there, and he went to this flyer event, he being Filipowski, and he walks in the door, and of course, a lot of people are not too happy about that. About a handful of people start shoving him out. In the process, Griot got knocked to the ground. She said she hit her head, and an ambulance came and picked her up from the scene. Now, no arrests were made at this time, but obviously people are alleging that Filipowski intentionally did harm. Of course, he's denying that. He's saying the opposite is true, and he's actually even questioning whether or not Griot was seriously injured, if she was injured at all. So this is obviously going in a kind of a crazy circle here. So I don't know where this is going to end up, but it looks like we're in this for the long haul. So we're certainly going to keep our eyes about what's going on in Union City and really the rest of North Hudson, because there's implications across the board there. So with that, I'm not going to jump into a new topic just yet. We're going to take our next break, and we're going to sit down when I come back with the mayor of Prospect Park. That's Mohamed Khairullah, and he's also running as a Democrat in the 9th Congressional District. So we're going to sit down with him right after this word from our sponsors.
Panapinto Properties, Jersey City, shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces and addresses your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment, adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panapintodevelopment.com. Panapinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net. Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants, all major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-27.
Hudson County View live on Uncut. John Arhitis, and as I mentioned a few moments ago, today I'm joined with Prospect Park Mayor Mohamed Khairullah, and he's also a Democratic candidate for Congress in the 9th District. Mayor, thanks for coming in.
Thank you very much, John, for having me.
No problem. So now you jumped in, relatively late. I mean, it was a couple weeks before the filing deadline.
Yeah.
And, this wasn't something that anyone was really expecting. So what ended up being the deciding factor for you to enter this race?
Well, John, I have been mayor of Prospect Park for 18 years. In the 18 years, we really, as a municipality, we really didn't get much of federal funding until we had to hire a grant writer. And as our congressman, Bill, obviously, we've always applied for stuff. We never received anything. So the fact that Bill is not in touch with the residents of his districts, he's been there too long, and he's just set in his own ways. He took office back in 1997. He has his own ways of doing things. There are big towns in the district and there are small towns. Small towns like us are ignored. We're not considered unless we make a lot of noise. That's one factor. The other factor is, in terms of the tone deafness that's going on, is there are other candidates that were considering to run, and when they decided not to run, I decided it is time for me to jump in. The fact is, after 28 years, there's still 13% of the residents of the district are below poverty line. There's the conflict in the Middle East that's going on, and Bill has the largest Palestinian community in the United States. Many of them lost loved ones under the bombardment that is going on right now, and he continues to refuse to call for an immediate ceasefire. Only when he started hearing about our campaign, he called for a partial ceasefire, which is not good enough for those who are suffering, and it's not good enough for the residents of his district who are seeing their loved ones suffering.
Now, of course, you called for an immediate ceasefire, and I think you were pretty early and pretty definitive on that. And as you just mentioned, when the rumors of your campaign started brewing, within a couple days, came out for a conditional ceasefire. Just elaborate on why you think that's not good enough.
Well, conditional means that bombardment stops, but the anticipation of the bombardment is going to kill people more, actually, than being under fire. Living under that fear. The fact that people still under any conditional ceasefire, they can't move anywhere. What we need is a permanent solution to the conflict in the Middle East. Bill has been in office 28 years, providing lip service to the residents or the Palestinian part of the community in his district, and he hasn't really pushed for any actual and good solutions to the conflict.
Sure, okay. Now, Similar point, a little different. Governor Phil Murphy came out for an immediate ceasefire last week. What did you think about the timing and the language in that statement that he put out there?
Well, I mean, I love the governor. He's been great to our municipality and to a lot of municipalities in terms of increase in fundings. We truly appreciate that about him. I still think his statement was late, and it might be caused by the shifting of the political landscape that's going on very rapidly right now, particularly with the change in with the ruling on the party line and other factors. You know, the thing is, the party needs to look at the young people. They need to look at other factors. The Arab and the Muslim community is going to play a large factor in this year's election. And the governor obviously is the head of the party figuratively, and he's looking out for the party. But I think we need to look at the larger issues beyond my community, for example. We need to look at the issues, the youth, the young people who are graduating college that can't find jobs, poverty, infrastructure. There's a lot of things that are frustrating the residents of the state of New Jersey and District 9 that need to be fixed.
All right, fair enough. Now, look, obviously, this is probably the most hot button issue in the country right now, right? So while people like yourself are happy to see Governor Murphy call for a ceasefire, whether it's late or not, a lot of Jewish advocacy groups have come out and said this is appalling, other deplorable language used. You know, they were very unhappy with the statement. And, you know, there were a lot of people from the Jewish community that feel this way. So, like, what do you think could be done to try to ease these tensions and find some kind of middle ground? Do you think that's possible?
Well, I don't understand what's appalling about stopping the killing of innocent civilians. I think that the key to solving this is to come at the table and figure out, as both sides, how can we come to a solution that is going to stop the hostility? You know, how do we stop the expanding of settlements that are causing Palestinians to be upset when their homes are taken away from them, when their farms are taken away from them? That's one minor issue. I have been to the Holy Land 2 years ago, and I've seen that a point A to a point B, a travel that could take 10 minutes could take up to 2 hours because of the checkpoints, the walls. You know, we need to get to the bottom. You know, people don't just naturally want to be hostile toward each other. People just want to live and enjoy life. So why are we, after 75 years, not coming to a solution to this problem?
Understood. Mayor, don't go anywhere. Folks, don't go anywhere either. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net. Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants, all major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
Hudson County View live on Uncut. John Arhitis, and I'm still here with Prospect Park Mayor Mohamed Khairullah, who is running for the congressional seat of the 9th District as a Democrat. So now with that, let's chat a little bit about some things away from you know, what's going on in the Middle East. So When you're looking at getting elected here, if you do have the privilege to serve in the House of Representatives, could you give me 2 or 3 priorities you would have for the members of CD-9?
It would be an absolute honor to serve the residents of District 9. Our platform for the 3 major topics that we are going to be focused on did come out already. People can visit our website at mkforcongress.com, and that is the economy, public safety, and foreign policy. So people can see what we are speaking about when it comes to our policy. These are the 3 major issues that we're going to focus on.
All right. Any specifics you'd like to share?
Well, here's the thing. Let's start with the economy, right? When Bill took office in 1997, our debt was at $10.3 trillion. Right now, it's at almost $35 trillion.
For the whole country? For
the whole country. The poverty line in the district, or people under the poverty line, is at 13%. When talking to the residents of the district, there's many complaints about infrastructure, all the things that Bill boasts that he's supporting, but in fact that people are still complaining about. So I think for someone like me as a mayor who's been first-hand touch with the residents of my own community and understand the suffering, I've been through it. I am a father of 5 children. My age is near the average age of the residents of the community or the district. I know what they're going through. I feel it. I deal with it on a regular basis. I have to work multiple jobs in order to provide food for my family and pay my mortgage. So these are things that Bill have been out of touch with in terms of the residents. He goes to the House, he votes with the bills that are introduced, but he doesn't bring anything that really will serve the district in terms of these issues that are important to the people.
So you feel like he's been going through the motions for a long time?
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, with that said, is there any maybe successes you could point to at Prospect Park that you think might have you well suited to take this seat if you're so fortunate to win?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like I said, we reach out within the community. My residents, I can share with you a few weeks ago, I spoke to a food pantry organization that's running in Prospect Park. They said the lines are getting longer and longer. This is not right. We are the wealthiest nation on earth. This should not be happening in our own backyards. So as a mayor, I work with my community. I work with nonprofit organizations. I come close to them. What do you need? What do you need? What is it that we can do for our residents in terms of job training, in terms of preparing them for the workforce, in terms of providing work opportunities? For example, I work with my local school district, and we say, look, jobs should be coming to our residents before we hire people from the outside. So I am, just like I focus in my own community to improve the lives of the residents of Prospect Park, I would focus within the district on bringing resources to the district to make sure that the average income for the resident of the district goes up so they could support their families and have better livable wages so they could support their families and live a decent life that live that American dream that we all speak about.
Very good. So before we let you go, Mayor, double-faceted question to end. So if you are not successful in this primary, would you consider running for Congress again in 2026, even though that's when your mayoral term ends? And the other question is, if you do win the primary, how do you think you match up against the likely Republican nominee, Billy Prempeh? He came within 8 points of Pascal last time.
Okay. Yeah, I will definitely consider running again in 2026. I think the momentum is there, and obviously we'll also have more time to prep. We're in a race where Bill is coming in with $1.3 million against a team that so far we're about $70,000. I mean, we were able in the past 3 weeks to raise money quickly. We were able to collect a lot of signatures for our petition. You know, as a matter of fact, we got over 50% of the number that Bill got. That's how much momentum we have on the ground. So in terms of prepping against Bill, the other bill, yeah, I think it's doable. I think people in the district, it's a Democratic-leaning district, but they need a candidate that could motivate them to come out and vote. Prempeh did not win because he was popular. Prempeh, or he did not come close because he was popular. Prempeh became close because Bill is losing his popularity.
Mayor, been a pleasure. Thank you very much, and best
Pleasure's
of
all
luck.
mine.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. We got one more segment. We'll be right back.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in one of our many high-rise towers. With amenities such as the on-site Newport Path, light rail, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams and Acme Supermarket are just outside your front door. A health and fitness center, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. Enjoy the New York skyline from our waterfront and various parks. Manhattan is just one path stop away, or quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Looking to visit? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. For more information, visit us at newportnj.com. Make lasting memories to cherish forever. It's incredible. It's you, Newport. Live like you want.
Panepinto Properties, Jersey City, shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces and addresses your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment, adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panepintodevelopment.com. Panepinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design studio and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net.
That's at County View, live at Uncut, John Arhitis. So, we're just talking about the 9th District, of course. Now let's go back to the more Hudson-centric 8th District. And now, of course, we got this slugfest between Ravi Bala, of course, the Hoboken mayor, and U.S. Representative Rob Menendez, obviously the incumbent. Now, yesterday, as I mentioned at the top of this program, we saw an attack from the Bala camp, and they were talking about the recent sentencing of Samuel Bankman-Fried. Now, you might be wondering, well, what does that have to do with this race? Well, in 2022, in May 31st to be exact, when Rob Menendez was seeking the Democratic nomination for Congress in the 8th District, the super PAC won by SBF, as many call him, Protect Our Future PAC, spent $250,000. And that's an expenditure that, you know, a lot of PACs do it this way. I mean, it's really the only way for PACs to do it, I should say. $235,000 for a digital ad buy and $15,000 for the production of that ad. And it was interesting timing, and because it was a week before the primary, and also it looked like one that Menendez had wrapped up pretty tightly. He ended up getting over 83% of the vote, if you guys recall. Now, according to Rob Horowitz, a spokesman for Ravi Bala for Congress, he said, this was a blatant attempt to influence his father, Senator Bob Menendez's actions on the Senate Banking Committee, and Rob Menendez Jr. was happy to reap the benefits and say nothing. We now know that Rob Menendez Jr. likely benefited from money stolen from investors. So if you follow that SBF case, you know, he was this cryptocurrency mogul of sorts, but then FTX, which is a global cryptocurrency exchange that he co-founded and served as CEO on, ended up causing $8 billion in losses for his customers. And he was convicted of 7 counts of fraud, conspiracy, and money laundering at trial last year. And Horowitz also pointed out that PACs and lobbyists comprise of more than half of the $348,000 that Representative Menendez fundraised in the fourth quarter of 2023. Now, in response, Menendez certainly did not take too kindly and was happy to counterpunch. And he said, here's another example of desperate Ravi grasping at straws. This was an independent expenditure that our campaign had no control over. And while Ravi makes some bold claims, our campaign deals in facts. Like, in addition to the fact that his law license was suspended for unethical behavior, Ravi Bala represented the head of a Ponzi scheme who stole $15 million from her fellow church members, putting many in financial ruin, and then praising her as an upstanding member of the community. We believe the residents of the 8th District would be more interested in hearing Ravi talk about that than his unsubstantiated allegations. So obviously this is not something people have talked about before. This was certainly the first time I'd ever heard about it. And so what he's talking about is Marcia Sladich, who's a Clifton woman who pleaded guilty to running an elaborate Ponzi scheme on July 30th, 2009. Yes, a very long time ago. That was, of course, when the U.S. attorney was none other than Chris Christie, who, of course, ended up being a 2-term governor here. So certainly interesting. Now that we're past the filing deadline and we have this county line decision, which remains to be seen if that holds, certainly there's going to be a lot more haymakers thrown between these two. So keep your eyes on this race. And let's see what we see from the third candidate in the race, Kyle Jacey, and I'm hoping that next time I'm here, I can tell you the details on what's going to happen with that debate. So, now speaking of chaotic, outside of the 8th District, we have this Jersey City Board of Education that just can't seem to agree on much of anything these days. And so much so, their vice president only lasted 1 meeting, I guess 2, depending on what you think about the legalities of the February 29th session. Now, at February 29th, we recently had a couple trustees come on, as you guys know, and they did a motion to oust the president and vice president, who was Natalia Iufi and Noemi Velasquez, respectively. And in their place came Dejan Morris as president and Eunice Barkuch as vice president. So, absent of any action from the New Jersey Department of Education, they took that vote again at the next meeting, and now at the most recent meeting, which took place on March 27th, which was Wednesday, then they replaced Barkuch, which, looks like these positions don't last very long these days, and he was replaced by Trustee George Blunt. And there was a long conversation here that I won't get into too much detail, but basically the Jersey City Public Schools are celebrating Eid, which is of course a Muslim holiday, on April 8th. The actual holiday is April 10th. Barkuch, who is Muslim, explained that this is a date that's established by the lunar calendar, so you don't actually know the date it's going to fall on till about 2 weeks out. And of course, there were other trustees, particularly Trustee Christopher Tisdale, that said, well, there's really no way we could plan because we have to vote on the calendar a year in advance. So, it was an interesting discussion, and then all of a sudden, Tisdale decided that we're going to oust you, and there was a motion made, and it was seconded, and then there was a vote, and the vote was not particularly close. There were 7 yeses, and now we have another vice president. So let's see if this holds. But this is a real disaster at this Jersey City Board of Education. I mean, not known for their incredible efficiency, but this is a whole new level of dysfunction. So let's see what happens next. And finally, I'll just quickly mention that New Jersey Attorney General Matthew Platkin, who made a lot of headlines recently for coming out against the county line prior to any court decisions, he was at the St. Peter's University annual conference of the New Jersey Reentry Corporation and had a number of other prominent speakers, and they focused on mental health initiatives. And he talked a little bit about the ARRIVE program and some other things that they're doing to help mental health professionals team up with law enforcement. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to call it a week. See you next time.
Thanks for watching Hudson Media Group.